Welcome everyone to the Purple Colonel Surplus channel, and I'm here, the special guest, the anti-reviews Himsel Games kind of guy, and I'm here to make a big apology. I watched this movie a million years. No, wait, when did this come out? 4 years ago? And then I declared that it was literally unwatchable, and now I've watched it again, and I guess it was just a fine movie, and I guess I was quite wrong. Isn't that crazy? I have become the overcritical critics that I hate, and I'm here to set the record straight, at least, unlike them, who never admit that they're wrong.
Well, that's crazy, honestly. I was not expecting this at all, so this will be interesting.
Yeah, isn't it wild that I was so wildly negative on this movie, and then it's weird in several ways, but it's enjoyable enough to weird people like you, I guess.
Well, I feel like this is the most accessible Robert Eggers movie, and it's making less money than Nosferatu did anyway, so that might be a little bit easier in parts, but I don't know. It seems like this seems like a movie that should be pretty easy to get into. It's got a very simple kind of story to go along with it, and lots of cool action scenes and stuff. So I don't know why you ever hated this so much.
Well, it's not like hugely enjoyable. I wouldn't think, oh, this is how I'm gonna have a great time today with watching this 2-hour-long movie, and then It seems like all the characters don't really make any choices, and they're just guided by the gods, but then the gods are also not characters. And there are still many complaints that I have about it, but it's okay that I'm thinking because he's trying to be so historically accurate, that means that all the things he does get wrong are really bad. But I really shouldn't think that way, because movies have been making these mistakes for years, and they're not gonna start putting historically accurately sized horses into movies or anything, But
well, that's kind of you're not gonna find it's gonna be hard to find someone who's got Hollywood trained ponies or whatever, mini horses and stuff that are accurate to the time.
That guy would be. They must have ponies. I don't know.
Maybe pony. I assume that real horses would have been bigger than tiny ponies or whatever, but I don't know.
There's gotta be an in-bit. It's gotta be a way that horses would be the right size. I don't know. I guess you're right. Maybe they just use the Lord of the Rings tricks to show to make the horses small.
Mm-hmm. They could do CGI horses and stuff, I guess.
Yeah. No, I think it's just so silly when you see a movie where they have where they're trying to be so realistic, and then they have a ground that's covered in mud, and it's torn up by the hoofs of horses that are way too large. And Vikings wouldn't have lived in mud, and the guy specifically is established as someone who's taking good care of his village, so there's no way he's gonna have a muddy ground. But then I watched the movie again, it wasn't actually that muddy, so
yeah, I was on Mud Watch the whole time, because this was the issue. So yeah. I was it's muddy in the one scene where he raids the village as a berserker and stuff, and they make sure to establish it rained the night before. It rained very hard, and then it was very muddy. And he got muddy because he was fucking rolling around in the dirt fighting people.
I remember this movie being way dirtier. I guess there's this match where they have this weird sport where the slaves fight for their life.
Yeah, that's out in a shitty Iceland field out there or whatever, so.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and the characters are often dirty, but it's because they're killing each other, and they're getting covered in blood and stuff, and then they fight in a volcano at the end, so that's all ashy and terrible and stuff, So I can see why you have that impression, but it's just not true. It's just not mud.
Well, yeah, I guess it's. Yeah, they are not particularly filthy, and the rich people actually look kind of fancy, and they're not filthy, so that's good.
Yeah. They're
So
all
that part was correct.
they're all bathing in the river, probably.
I mean, they would, like, if you're in the
Yeah.
wilderness, you would bathe. So there were many movies where they had like filthy peasants, and then that's just how they portray them all the time. So this is not one of them, I guess. Most of the time, it's not that filthy, so that's good.
Yeah.
But they have like so many times where things are just so dreadful for no reason. That's kind of annoying.
Well, they're agents causing dread. I think there's a lot of evil people in this, or at least very scary people and things going on that will.
Yeah, the main character being highly
mostly
evil.
him, yeah, because he does it. It's really funny to me. The story, it's like it was the inspiration for Hamlet and therefore like the Lion King and stuff like that. It feels like it should be kind of on a
Lion King.
Yeah,
Oh my
Lion King.
God,
I think Lion
yeah.
King's Hamlet, right? I don't remember.
I don't know. I'm not sure I've seen Hamlet.
Well, you know, his brother kills his dad, and then he comes back and he kills his uncle or whatever. You know, that's how those
Lion
go.
King is like infinitely more interesting in a way that like the characters make choices than this movie.
I disagree. I think the Lion King's stupid, but that's for
What?
another day.
Well,
but
we're gonna have this discussion at some point.
Maybe, but I don't know. I think it's this story of like a fallen kingdom and stuff, and the guy returns. Like it's usually not done at this sort of scale, right? But like by the time he gets back to him, he's like a slave owning sheep farmer and stuff. He has no kingdom. He has like his weird new religion where they cut horses' heads off, and he has a bunch of slaves who all hate him because they burn his fucking like 3 huts down at the end of the movie and stuff. And that's like it's an extremely small like scale for this sort of storyline. There's no giant army.
I mean, the slaves don't hate him. I guess they might hate his son, but he's like pretty cool, I guess.
They were pretty. No, they hate him because I mean, for one, he's like an evil rapist. He keeps trying to do that, and they don't like. I mean, they burned his whole village down. You know, they don't try to like protect him or help him when he's. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they would have to face they would have to face Hamlet. It would be terrible for them to help him. But I mean, like at that point, like Hamlet has already caused so much chaos that now they hate him because now, like he's killed Hamlet. He's killed the guy's man, and then he blames the slaves, and he rightly blames the slaves because Hamlet is one of those slaves, and he did murder the son. So that's
I think they're pretty consistently showing that this group is not a fan of Fjolnir here at all. So
wait, when do they show that?
Well, just like I mean, he's not treating them well and stuff. They're all like just unhappy about their whole situation and being sold and stuff. So
well, we don't see them being sold. We see him like working at the fence, and he's telling his son that we don't know if we're gonna be kings and queens. We have to be ready to be peasants if that's what our fate will be. And I think that was a very base moment, you know. And I really don't see what you're talking about. That he's such a terrible guy.
Well, that is true. He is a shockingly like decent father, at least in that scene and stuff. And I think for the rest of it too, he's pretty at least caring for this younger kid. But it's. I think the fact that he tries to rape one of the slaves at least is no good, and I
don't think that's a big deal in the slightest, you know, because like the main character is just like casually slaughtering an entire village, you know, and then burning like everyone in that village inside the Great Hall, and then this guy like he tries to rape her, but then he decides not to because she's smearing her blood on him, like. Come on, that's the best way you're gonna show how this is such a bad guy.
Well, yeah, that's considered a pretty heinous thing to do. Some say it's worse than murder and stuff, you know. So,
I mean, you'd have to be pretty crazy to think that having sex with your own slave would be worse than murder. Like, okay, by modern standards, yes, but like, but like specifically. You have to understand how much worse it would be to kill an actual person who's not a slave than to rape a slave. You know, that's.
Well, I mean, the slaves are people. They're just people who the times and everyone around them treated very poorly. You know, that's yeah.
Well, yeah, but you can't just like completely ignore all laws and say like, oh yeah, this is just as bad as that. You know.
I don't know. I think having slaves is probably pretty. That's probably also just on its face among one of the most evil things.
Yeah, sure sucks that Vikings did that, isn't it? It sure is too bad that the guy, like Amla's father, probably had like a ton of slaves, you know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and that's the point that his former wife makes at one point, you know? She says that he was terrible, and I mean, we don't really get to find out if that's totally true, or if that's just her perspective, or if the kid was wrong because he only got a certain view of his father, you know? I think that's an interesting kind of wrinkle to the story, but I don't... Like, I mean, it's no good to own slaves, though, I think, just on...
What are you talking about? We're comparing the characters in the show to each other, and you're like, oh yeah, this thing that they did is really bad, like, as a society. Really?
That doesn't make Fjolnir any better, though. That doesn't make him, like, a good guy. No, it doesn't.
I mean, he is one of the best guys in the show. Like, there's almost no moments in this movie where Amlas is a good guy, and then we have like many moments where
freeing the slaves and killing this evil guy who killed his dad and stole his mother. You know?
Are you joking? Like,
that's what happens in the movie. No, I'm not joking.
If you're saying he's freeing the slaves, he almost got them killed. He got many of them killed in his stupid ass revenge that they didn't ask for.
Well, yeah, but he freed all the rest of them though. It wasn't his goal to get any of them killed.
Yeah, it was. He specifically didn't give the slightest fuck if they died, because he just straight up murdered like guys, and then he didn't take accountability. Pretty shitty Viking, honestly.
I don't know. Maybe he didn't really mind if they died, but I don't think it was his intent for any of them to die.
Dude, he is the most murderous motherfucker in the entire movie. Why are you acting like he's good?
He's only like that because of the Berserker stuff at the start, and that's because he's a broken man because of what's happened to him, okay? It's Fjolnir's fault.
No, it is not even remotely Fjolnir's fault, because it is his fucking retarded father who taught him the ways of the Berserker and eating the blood and the guts and howling like wolves, and he does that the entire time.
Well, no, that was just the one ceremony, though, or whatever. That's they're not supposed to act like that all the time.
Well, they do.
Well, because he chose to become a berserker or whatever afterward, yeah. But like normally, you'd like go home and have dinner, and like his life would be good after that.
I mean, if you're a berserker, that's like the worst thing, I guess.
Well, yeah, they're pretty bad. But you know, it's not like he doesn't seem like he's like consciously like a big fan of it or whatever. It seems like that's sort of just what he fell into.
I mean, if you see him like acting like a wolf and then he's still doing it, like I think he's pretty into it.
I think it's just sort of like, you know, that's like the last sort of thing he did before his father died, and when he ran away, that's just sort of what he became, you know, for 20 years or whatever.
He just wants to be a wolf.
He's the bear wolf guy. Yeah. I don't know. That's what he was doing.
Okay, look, we can talk about like if the movie is good and stuff, but we gotta. I like this conversation about whether or not Amlas or Fjolnir is the better man. Okay, this is where it's at. Like, how can you possibly think that just like having slaves and then like them working a farm, okay, that like the rape is bad, sure, but like everything except for that seems to be pretty defensible in the time that they live in. And then you have a berserker who just like just any type of village, like they might just randomly get attacked by him, and then he's gonna murder everyone in that village. And you think that guy is superior?
He only kills a couple of them, okay, and then his friends burn down the house full of the children, okay? It's really not his fault. I'm sure he didn't even know they were gonna do that, okay?
Like, he's the best fighter they have, and he knew they were gonna do that for sure. Are you serious? And he specifically won them that battle so they could murder everyone and sell them into slavery. Sell them into slavery! The other guys only had slaves, and he specifically helped capture slaves and sell them. Oh my god.
I guess that might be true, yeah. But I don't know, you know, he's the point of view character. We're meant to empathize with him and stuff. I do think it's interesting though, at least, that there is kind of room for maybe he is the worst guy, you know? Maybe that's part of the point, is that this horrible thing that happened to him as a child led him to be this horrible fucking warlord guy.
That's one of the reasons why I hated this movie back in the days, because the movie does not, in fact, tell you like, oh yeah, he's a bad guy.
It doesn't tell you that, but
it tells you the opposite. It tells you this is how you have to behave if you want to raise a daughter that's gonna be a queen. Okay, this is peak performance. You may not like it, but this is it. Okay.
Well, he doesn't get to raise her because he goes and dies for pretty much very little reason. He does go and kill himself. So
even better, who would want to raise a child if you could just go to Valhalla right now?
I guess. I don't know. What do you think of the Valkyrie and stuff riding around? I thought that was neat.
It was so weird. It looks like she had modern braces, but apparently that was the thing that they found in graves.
They tattooed their teeth by like filing them down and then rubbing like tree sap into them or something, so they would get these lines on their teeth that they made. And that's like, wow. Yeah, that is like a 15-year-old discovery. So maybe it was just like the one guy they found or something, I guess, but who knows? Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's a thing they might do, sure. Wait, well, who knows if they found it on a woman?
Well, the Valkyries are supposed to be the best, like, craziest warriors or whatever, so, you know, they're... Or I forget if it's one or multiple in actual Norse mythology, but yeah. So, you know, any war decoration that some chief or some guy would have is probably they would have too, I guess. And I like their creepy fucking glassy eyeballs and stuff.
Wait, who had glassy eyeballs?
Maybe not glassy, I don't know what the word would be. The Valkyrie had creepy freaking bright blue eyes that stare into you and stuff in that one shot, and it's great.
I only remember Willem Dafoe's disgusting disfigured head having like stones for eyes.
Yeah, that guy fixed his eyes. He put rocks in there, so that was nice.
Yep, that's how it works.
They really captured a deceased Willem Dafoe in that prop they had for his decapitated head. You can immediately tell, yeah, that's him. So just by looking at it.
Yeah, that's some kind of Green Goblin right there. That's pretty good.
Yeah. And I want to see scenes where that guy is crawling on the floor, listening to the fucking to the head like Willem Dafoe with the Green Goblin mask in the movie and stuff.
That's pretty cool.
That'd be great, yeah.
Yeah, I'm already getting cancelled again. Yeah, oh, he said rape wasn't so bad. Oh. Come on.
Well, did you catch that Fjolnir made a baby cry the moment that he showed up? That's like the first thing that happens is he yells too loud and a baby starts crying.
Who was the baby?
I think that baby must have been his other like older son, I guess.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't he make the baby cry because Willem Dafoe was mocking him and the Queen?
That's literally a jester's job, though. That's what they're supposed to do. That's their thing.
I think that one might have been a bit harsh. Okay, we can work with the cancel culture on that one. Okay, that was too much truth being spoken to power. All right.
He's not allowed to yell at the jester. Okay, the jester probably outranks him. They were treated very well back then. So. Well,
I probably wouldn't think that the Vikings would put up with that shit. So I think that made perfect sense.
I have no idea, honestly. Yeah, that's sort of more of a medieval like England thing in my head, but I don't know.
I mean, the Vikings basically didn't even have laws. You know, you could just like.
I'm sure they had some sort of laws or rules.
No, I've seen like the series Vikings, so I think that's probably not the best source, but I think it's fairly accurate. And they certainly had like laws such as if you challenge this guy to a fight, then you then that's basically justice. Whoever wins the fight, and then unless you're a slave, then you don't have the right to challenge anyone, and I guess your property, and you can be killed whenever you want in a sacrifice.
Okay, well, I don't know. Is
Which is what we
Vikings the
saw
one that's
here,
like a
too.
parody, or is that? Because I thought Norseman
No,
was
no.
the real show, or is that the
No,
parody?
Northman is the parody actually.
Okay.
Vikings is the really epic one where it's so cool, but then like they get more and more ridiculous in their outfits where they look like bikers, but the story is still fairly good, I guess.
They look like bikers?
Well, they have like fetish leather and shit, you know.
Oh. That's an odd choice, I guess. Maybe it's
I mean,
accurate. Who knows?
well, I heard it's very inaccurate, but I don't know. It's really weird. And then in like the sequel to Vikings, they made like one of the big Vikings a black woman, so that was hilarious.
Well, it's a TV show. That's fine.
Yeah.
I
mean, I thought it was extremely good, but yeah, people were pretty upset.
Well,
with that.
that's the sort of thing that pisses a lot of people off. But it's
Yeah, like that Snow White movie. Can you believe that they like failed to grasp the fact that Snow White would refer to her skin, and they picked a Latina woman.
They made that movie 100 years ago. They can do whatever they want with it. But it is kind of funny.
It's the actual name of the movie.
It is funny that her name is Snow White, and she's
right.
not like a pale, actor.
I mean, I can't wait to see what kind of excuse they have for why that name still applies. Maybe everyone is like extremely dark skinned and she's just slightly light, and then that's why she gets the name.
Maybe she's just a member of the White family. Okay, they didn't choose that.
The Whites.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's their first name Snow, last name White. That's the case in Carrie. That's Carrie White, And then she's red at the end of the movie. So, what's going on there?
Wow, how did she turn red? How strange.
If only there were some scene in that movie to explain why she suddenly turned red. It's really fucked up. Oh.
Yeah, if only someone knew what happened in that movie.
If only someone had ever seen Carrie and could explain this to us. Yeah. Anyone in the world. Yeah.
Yeah, type in the comments if you've seen Carrie.
Mm-hmm. What did you think of all the rituals and stuff in this? Because I thought a lot of them were very, of course, I'm only used to very tame stuff in like Protestant churches and stuff. So this is all very intense sort of rituals that they go through for manhood and for whatever else. There's a bit where they just kill a guy's wife after he's dead.
Which one?
Fjolnir's like first son. They kill his they kill his wife or girlfriend or something, and I guess she just goes in the boat with him. So
yeah, no, I guess she sacrifices herself. That's like technically it's said that the human sacrifices that Vikings did were supposed to be voluntary, but I mean I'm pretty sure that like many times they were just like, we need a sacrifice.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be the sacrifice, or are you just gonna be murdered for unrelated reasons?
Well, he's got his own like weird religion too. We don't really know what Fjolnir's faith is. That's probably based on some sort of real thing. It would be interesting to look at, I guess. But yeah, I do like the fact that he keeps cutting fucking horses' heads off. He does that like 3 times.
As you do.
Yeah, that's something important, clearly. But who's to say how?
Clearly, I'm not the only one who's upset with the size of these horses. Okay.
Yeah, he's trying to cut them down to size. Take a foot or 2 off the top. You gotta.
Yep. Yeah. They keep trampling the ground, so it's all muddy. Okay, it's not gonna work.
It's not that muddy there, cause on the farm it's mostly grassy.
No, the ground has been ruined by the horses, like in front of the houses.
Well, that's horses and people walking around and stuff. I guess It's a shitty little farm, so I'm okay with it.
I mean, you'd really expect people to like watch out to live somewhat nicely, especially if they have like such a small farm. You know, it'd be pretty simple to keep like one main road relatively clean. You know.
We also mostly see their like slave quarters and stuff. So I don't
Yeah.
know. Well, what do you think of the production value on this? The way that it's, there's lots of these long shots and stuff that sort of transitions from like one angle into another angle and sort of holds on it, you know?
Well, originally I said that they're pointless because they're hard to do, but they're not that good to watch. You know, you see them and it's like, why is the camera moving that way? And then you realize, oh, it's because he was so happy about how long he was able to hold his shot. It's like he's just jerking himself off over it, you know.
I don't know. I think it's great. I think it brings you into a trance and stuff. You know, it really keeps you like focused watching it and stuff, and you don't really notice it.
I don't really like whenever things make you go into a trance. It seems like I know that's probably what I was experiencing too, and then I didn't like it. It's like,
okay,
I can't focus. What is happening? The movement is so strange.
Well, I saw Robert Eggers in an interview. He described it as like every cut is like a blink, you know? So it's by filming it this way, you're getting less blinks. It's sort of the movie itself is like staring into you more deeply and never looking away or blinking and stuff, you know? So I think that's it's an interesting sort of way to do it and stuff.
I definitely prefer when I'm able to look away, you know.
Yeah.
not prefer not to be
like when the limb horse is made, and there's like the eight arm horse made out of dead bodies and stuff. That's pretty good.
Oh, that was a horse?
He tried to make it a horse. It's supposed to be like Odin's 8-legged horse or something. I looked that up.
Oh my god, I thought he was like riding in letters or something. That's interesting.
No, I don't know. But there's
I mean, yeah, it probably is what you said. It's probably correct.
Yeah. I mean specifically the part where he kills all the guys and he strings up their bodies on the building or whatever. Yeah, that's good.
Completely unprovoked. It's like, oh, I realized that my sword doesn't open it during the day, so what I'm gonna do is like next night I'm gonna do unspeakable horrors to these people randomly, you know.
Well, he wants to be like a horrible evil curse upon them and stuff, and I'd say he accomplishes that pretty well with all the stuff he does to them.
Yeah, he's a horribly evil person, and it's bizarre that the movie's just like completely jerking him off and not acknowledging at all that things are terrible.
I don't know. I don't think it's that terrible. This is sort of what these people. These are like awful people, you know. They gotta be dealt with and killed.
Awful people. What are you talking about?
There's that one creepy guy with no nose and stuff. He tried to murder him as a kid, you know. So he kills him. Dude,
how many children has he killed? And what the fuck is he on about? Like, oh, I don't kill women. You raided a village and every woman was burned at like in a house. Wow, you don't directly kill women. Wow, you're so epic, Viking.
Listen, you can't blame him for that. That's someone else's decision, okay? He was just following orders. It's defense.
That wasn't his first military raided, okay? This is ridiculous.
Listen, it's fine.
Why do you accept that this guy is so wretched and the movie is not acknowledging how wretched he is at all?
I think it is by just having these scenes in the movie and stuff, and I think that's. I don't know. I think it just adds another layer to it that he's like also kind of fucked up. But.
No, it shows. First of all, it shows that he doesn't have a choice because Odin has made him do it. And then second of all, he's shown to be rewarded for it by having this epic lineage spring from him after he's chosen violence once again, which
we don't know if that's real. That could just be bullshit. Like, oh, the fucking lady, fucking Bjork told him that's true, so he's just gonna buy it and live his whole life that way, you know? That could all be fake. Olga could go and die,
I could have sworn that at the end of the movie we saw like, oh, and his the text say that he grew, that his daughter became like this important thing.
No, there's no text. There's just the Northman logo, and then the credits. It's
Wow.
they're in Viking runes with a certain font. It's a logo. It counts. But it's all. I did check it through the credits. By the way, there were no fewer than 7 historical consultants on this film.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's probably pretty accurate in a lot of ways. Like their creepy evil tree that he keeps having visions about with his fucking umbilical cord. You know, that's probably
His
real.
family tree. Yeah.
His evil umbilical cord tree. Yeah. It's not like just a family tree. It's like some sort of Odin thing, probably. What about when Odin shows up for a minute?
Yeah, it's so weird that he's a character, but he isn't really. I really would have loved to see like Valhalla or whatever. You know, it would have been great to see him. I would have loved to see Odin, who's made this whole epic violent story up, and then everyone's around him and they're like, yeah, I enjoyed being murdered this way, thanks Odin.
Well,
let's fight for all eternity on the fields of Valhalla.
I think it's meant to be sort of interpretive, like you're not totally sure if it's real or not, right? Because that's how The Witch is, that's how I think The Lighthouse is. I haven't seen it still. And that's not how Nosferatu is. Nosferatu is pretty literal, but they're working with, 100-year-old movie, they got to deal with that. So, but generally in these Robert Eggers movies, it's like there's a lot of room. Like this could easily just be like some crazy fucking guy who keeps having weird visions, and like he met like one person who can kind of confirm them or put a weird idea in his head, and he's just been running on that ever since,
So I guess we see him riding into Valhalla in the end. Wow.
Yeah.
So it was all true. Damn it.
Well, we don't know. He was literally dying. He was inhaling all the volcano smoke. It could be anything, okay? We don't know. He could have just died there.
Wow.
And
could have all been fake.
Yeah, he could have just ceased to exist like a normal person. So,
Wow. Well, I mean, no. We specifically know that mythology is real. Odin shows up, the crows save him. A lot of fucking mythology is real.
The crows is like the closest thing, but I think Odin could have just been another like hysterical vision of his, because he was bleeding out and such.
Well, the crows were definitely real.
Maybe that's just a big coincidence, I guess. Or maybe
no, that is impossible. It's impossible that there would be a coincidence where the crows free him by pecking at his
we don't know, okay? We don't know.
They're guided by Odin.
Listen, this is also kind of based on a myth, so these things have to happen as well. So, I think
that's what has to happen. Wow,
it has to happen. I'm sure. I'm sure if you look up the story of Amleth, it's exactly like this, beat for beat.
I mean, that's not what happens in Hamlet, I guess, or in Lion King.
That's its own. Listen, in Lion King, they replaced them with Timon and Pumbaa. Okay, it's the same story.
Well, they don't free him.
Does Zazu free him? And is he ever locked in a cage in Lion King and he gets let out by someone?
No, they're animals. There's no cage.
No, there's a. You know what? I always think there's a cage because they have Zazu symbolically stuck in a cage, but really it's just like a rib cage of a dead animal, I think. But it's not like a real cage. But that's something that's always like, oh yeah, these lions they just have cages. So.
Yeah, I guess they actually did use that as a cage somehow.
I want to say it's just like in the scene he's just sitting in it or something. He's just like sitting, he's like hiding behind it a little bit, and it makes him look
he's actually
like
safe
a prisoner.
In there.
He's thematically a prisoner, like
was Scar gonna eat him?
Well, he keeps threatening to eat him, yeah. So that's why they drew him in a cage of bone.
I think the cage would be the safety in that case, because Scar wouldn't be able to go through the bones.
Well, that's on the literal level, but then you look at the image and you see it with the cultural context that we have, and we understand that it's also his prison.
Wow.
The Lion King is a very deep film.
Very deeply deep. Yeah.
I don't even remember if this is real. This could be like a made up shot that's not even in the movie. So I don't know.
It could be from any of the Lion Kings, or maybe something entirely different.
I've only seen the original one, so it would not be from the sequels. At least
Wow.
I don't know if it is. Have you seen like Lion King 2.5?
I've seen everything.
Oh my god. What do you mean everything? Just of the Lion
what
King?
is 2.5?
They made Lion King 2.5.
I know they made
Or 1.5 maybe. Yeah, maybe it was just 1.5.
You gotta see 1.5, dude.
I feel like I'll be okay if I don't see Lion King 1.5.
We gotta review Lion King 1.5.
We gotta?
We gotta.
I guess we could.
It's one of the best Disney sequels, okay?
We could ask Erich about it, because he would be able to confirm that, especially because he's seen all of them. So
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's like one of the best trilogies they made.
I mean, most of those animated like DVD sequels are not very good, so that's not a very high bar. So, I don't know.
Well, they clear it anyways, okay?
Well, that's good. You know, it was a Peter Pan sequel, I think, that I saw where he gets attacked by an evil octopus or something, like Captain Hook does. That was fun. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think I've seen that. Not sure I've seen it. Much Peter Pan, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Not a big fan of Peter Pan.
That's okay. There's a.
I mean, it just blows my mind that Hamlet is just so wretched, and the movie just doesn't question it. I guess it's interesting because like Vikings probably would idolize his just murderous bullshit, you know.
Well, yeah.
That is just the kind of shit that they would be happy about.
His revenge is righteous because his brother violated the throne and everything. You know, he killed him dishonorably. He killed his dad with a sneak attack. So it has to be done this way.
Well, technically, he really helped his dad out because he was gonna die from a wound and not go to Valhalla. You know, so
I don't know.
I don't even know if sneak attack is like that incorrect. Besides, what do you mean that like they just attacked him?
They killed him dishonorably when he wasn't expecting it. He wasn't on the battlefield. He was right outside the damn church. Okay, it's not good.
But that's all they fucking do. They all attack villages all the time.
Well, that's the Berserkers though. They're their own evil clan or something probably.
No, that's all Vikings. They all specifically.
Well, they can go war at another clan, and that's okay. But it's not okay to go kill your brother in front of the church in your own home. That's no good.
Look, Amlet's father specifically gives him this necklace that he's stolen from another prince who he probably murdered, you know, and that's the father that we look up to. And then his brother, who kills him and then lives a simple life, he's the villain. He
doesn't live a simple life on purpose. He lives a simple life because the fucking king of Norway deposed him. He didn't want to be that way.
Well, it's because Amlet's father put a curse on him, okay? He could have had a great life.
He has like 20 slaves serving his like 3 family members. It's not good at all.
I mean, slaves are pretty cheap. They're probably one of the main exports from these Vikings.
Oh my god.
Like the most evil scene is, I guess, where Fjolnir's people say, these slaves, they're gonna survive the winter, let's kill them now. You know that?
Yeah.
That was harsh, okay?
They're bad people. I'm telling you.
I mean, realistically, like, if they're not gonna survive winter, then I guess it is best to just kill them, but yeah.
Yeah. Did you like the Bjork cameo? Are you a big Bjork fan?
I did not understand. What was it?
She's the evil witch. She's not evil. She's just a witch who's creepy. But
oh, that was Bjork. Wow.
Yeah, with the missing eyes and stuff. Apparently, it was. I didn't know until I looked at the cast, but it is.
Was she listed as Bjork?
Yeah.
Amazing.
And she comes in and she's like, "I've got my little television right here, and I love my television." That's what she says in the movie. That should have clued me in, because I know about Bjork's love of television in real life.
Wait, she didn't literally say that, did she?
Yeah, that's what she says when she shows up in the movie. She talks about how much she loves her television. Her little television.
Really? She talks about a technology that hasn't been invented yet for another 2,000 years.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah, I mean, that's you know, she's a sightseer. I guess she can She's aware of the future television, you know?
Well, she's already watching it, in fact. It's pretty cool, I guess.
Exactly. She's watching all her favorite shows already. She's watching Simpson reruns every night.
In fact, she's already seen the Northman. That's why she knows.
That's why she knows what's going to happen. And that he needs to go follow the fox or whatever, because that's the next thing he does in the movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
The animals are so strange, too. I guess they're all mythological beasts, and they help him.
They could be, or they could just be animals who are spooked and, like, staring at him, you know? Which is... I think that's good. That's the sort of interpretation you want, you know? That's... The Witch is all about that. It's all about this fucking goat that looks at you creepy, and then people think it's Satan, so...
Yeah, but foxes usually run away when they see you.
Well, but he kind of caught it in the act, you know, so might have stared him down trying to be a predator or something. So, yeah.
Wow, I think it would have run away.
Well, it did eventually, you know, and then he followed it, so that's fine. And then there's a bit where he controls all the animals by howling like a wolf and stuff, and then all the fox and the dogs and everything, they all fucking turn on the people, and they all have to be killed.
That was so crazy. I can't believe that this stupid ass hound that is been loyal to this family is suddenly betraying them. Wow.
Well, it's come under his influence, you know, his divine influence, or maybe it just got really spooked really bad, you know. We don't know.
Yeah, I hear there's wolves outside. Time to kill my owner.
Yeah. You know, but there's What do you think of the scene where he fucking kills a skeleton? That's so sick. He fights a skeleton in this movie.
Yeah, that was like a prototype for Nosferatu.
Maybe.
And I kept thinking like, oh, we're gonna see his dong any moment now.
He's gonna pull it out. Yeah, he did not. The boner did not have a boner in this film, but
Rip.
Yeah, it's a sick ass scene. You know, I don't understand how you ever hated this movie when it has shit like that. Like he fights a skeleton just for fun. You know.
I mean, I don't usually like when things happen and then it's like, nope, that actually didn't happen. It's like
he killed the skeleton and then he shoved its head up its own ass. You know. That's great.
I guess that is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's epic and badass.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, more very highly moral behavior by Amleth,
the skeleton swung first, okay?
Yeah, so he deserves to have his head constantly up his ass for now.
Yeah, and that's not even real, so it's fine. You can dream about killing a skeleton. It's okay.
Wow.
Yeah, no one's gonna stop you. What else is there to speak on here? I didn't take super good notes because I watched this on my good TV and I had to write notes on my phone instead of at the computer. And I take more notes at the PC, but yeah.
Yeah, just never taken any notes yet.
Yeah. I like during the ceremony that they have at the start, they prove that they're men by burping and farting. That's pretty good.
That was strange.
Yeah.
It's like
it's a funny movie at times, you know? I love that.
How do you prove that you're not an animal? Burp. Cool.
Yeah. They don't do that. They famously never do that. That's not putting holes in our ozone or anything. They're fine.
Well, I mean, animals don't make like the human burping sound, no.
Well,
I guess
not, probably not. I don't know. No, they do. I've had dogs burp.
What? Really? Wow,
yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, they don't do it as much because they're not drinking like soda and stuff. So, you know, yeah, all their food is rocks. We feed them little rocks for some reason. Yeah. Yeah. I just I think just the thing that I love most about all of the Robert Eggers movies is just the way that they're like most of the literal stuff you see on screen is very stripped down and very small scale and stuff, especially in this movie compared to, you know, like there's no 500 man army or anything in this, and it's but just just the way that it like if you were to pull out right and view like from an outsider's perspective on this movie, it would be like one guy is like fucking repeatedly pranking this village of like 5 people and like 20 slaves, and that's it, you know.
Yeah, I mean that is what I actually thought of the movie, and I was not happy with it. It's just like, stop being such a fucking asshole already.
Yeah,
but he never did.
But when you give it like this, the music and stuff and the shot choices and the way that it's all made and the visions and everything, they all come together to sort of show the emotion of the characters on the screen and show what their like internal world is and their view of this land and stuff, you know. And it's like, you know, same with The Witch. Like The Witch it's fucking 3 people going crazy on a farm, but they make it feel like a battle between fucking heaven and hell, you know, through just the filmmaking. And I think that's really what Robert Eggers does best, is he keeps it very authentic to like what the literal like time period and everything, while also like looking into like their internal kind of experiences and their perspectives on this and stuff. And that's very cool.
I guess that makes sense, but like it's always so weird because like it's always so hard to approach these Eggers movies. They're always like, so they're just like so weird. There's no better word for it. They're just like you know, this isn't normal, but it just keeps going, you know.
I think that's great though, you know. I think it's fun to see that, because it's just especially like when there's like a madness sort of causing element or a crazy scene going on. There's a fucking guy lawn mowing outside. How fucking dare. But yeah, but it's cool to see that, and how it's all shown on screen, and all the, especially I thought Nosferatu does that really well, where it's just like when he first meets Count Orlok and he's like delirious and stuff, and he's getting he sees him like appear at different ends of the table and stuff, and that's all fun.
Well, I thought he used his vampire powers to teleport.
No, I don't think so. I mean, maybe he did, but I think it's sort of at least meant to be a little ambiguous or purposely like disorienting and stuff, you know. And maybe that's like the vampire's spell over him and his other powers and stuff, or maybe it's because he was walking on his own in the snow for 5 hours, you know.
Guess you never know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I could see. I could see how there's like no mass appeal in this, so I'm surprised that they like keep going this way. But I guess eventually it's catching on, and it's gonna be like this underground hit or whatever. So I guess
apparently this made all its money back on like streaming and you know, DVDs, I guess, probably, and all that. So
makes sense.
Yeah. And Nosferatu's now made like 150 million or something. It's like tripled its budget, so it's doing good.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I wonder if Robert Eggers will ever make a movie where I'm like totally hooked, you know, just.
The next one is about medieval knights and stuff, so that could be fun.
Well, that's probably gonna suck. It's gonna be. They're gonna act real stupid and primitive, just like all the other stereotypes that we have of medieval people. That's gonna be.
No. The whole point is that he doesn't do that, though.
But he does. Like
he doesn't.
These people that he portrays, they are so savage, so backwards all the time.
Well, that only some of these characters, okay? I don't think the slaves and like the people who don't have super strong like conviction to their religions are like acting like that, you know? But if you like truly believe you've been chosen by Odin to exact righteous fury on your fucking uncle, you're gonna do that, right? If that's like 100% what you believe, then you would.
Yeah, but I mean that still makes you backwards and savage, you know? It's still really awful. And like the other people, they weren't like. There's no good people in this movie. Like everyone's just nasty.
I don't know. I think it's. I think Olga's pretty much unambiguously pretty good person.
What? No, she helps the terrorist.
She helps him get revenge or whatever, but she's not meaning for all these people to die or whatever, you know. So for all the slaves to die anyway.
Well, she's happy when it happens. She doesn't complain at all about all these murders, and she's just like, yeah, what are you talking about? She specifically says, "You're a wolf among sheep. I know you're gonna predate these sheep, you know." And he's like, "Yeah, okay. I guess I'll hide my cunning."
That's just at the start of the movie, okay, before they really know each other. And she's not
But
she
was
doesn't know if
right.
she'll trust him or whatever. He doesn't kill all the... He kills the sheep, meaning where the sheep are the evil guys, okay? Not the slaves. He never kills the slaves. He lets them all go.
He is the evil guy. He is... When he meets his mother and he tells his girlfriend, my mother is evil, I must kill her. Like, are you serious?
Well, she is evil. She's crazy, and she fucking plotted with his evil uncle to make him kill his dad, you know?
She's no more evil than Amlis and his dad.
Well, from his perspective, the Jedi are evil.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
You don't even understand the ways of the Jedi.
I've seen all those movies. I understand the ways of the Jedi. They
well
sit
enough.
around in a room an awful lot, okay? And then they die.
Well, rooms are important, okay?
I guess they are. That's like a really stupid room that they're sitting in, though. It's like built on like a giant column, like 5 trillion feet in the air for no reason.
Well, they can fly, so they're just showing off.
They can't fly.
Yeah, they can.
They can jump high sometimes, and it's only like 20 feet. It's not as tall as those fucking spires are on that stupid building they keep showing.
Look, there's no way a Jedi would just die from fall damage. You're being ridiculous.
That's what happened to Mace Windu. He got lightninged and fell out the window.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're knocked out, then you will die of fall damage, sure. But
Yeah,
like, if
that's
you're...
also what happened to the Emperor. He fell down a big hole.
Well, he survived.
Well, no... God, I guess he did, didn't he? Fuck. Listen, I don't know. I think most Jedi, if they fell on their head, they'd be dead. And maybe if they had all their wits about them, they'd stop themselves, right? They'd use the Force or whatever, but I don't think so.
Yeah, always remember to use the Force, kids.
Yeah, he should. Why didn't he use the Force in this movie to choke his uncle and then just leave?
What, Amlis?
Yeah.
Well, he had a million times where he could have just like fought his uncle, or maybe like honorably challenged him to a duel, and it would have been epic and people would have cheered for him. But he chose to be a terrorist.
The prophecy said to kill him at the gates of hell, so he had to wait.
No, he could have challenged him to go there.
He had to wait.
He didn't even bring that up. He like Fjolnir brought up the idea of going to the gates of hell.
Well, no, but the seer told him like, oh, you're gonna fight in a lake of fire or some shit. So
yeah, that just happened despite what Amlis was trying to achieve. Okay.
No, but he knew it wasn't the time to kill him yet. You know, he had an opportunity and he didn't take it because of the prophecy.
Exactly. No, because he wanted to be a terrorist.
No, it's because of the prophecy, okay? If Neo fought Agent Smith at the start of the movie, he would have lost. Or whatever.
Really? You think Amlis would have lost?
Maybe. It's the prophecy, okay? He obeyed the prophecy that Odin laid before him. That's what you're supposed to do.
I mean, it's just evil. Like, he's just acting like the worst guy. And the movie's just happy about that, and neither Odin's evil plans nor Amlis' deeds are ever getting them in trouble.
This is historical revisionism, okay? This is evil. Actually, what you're doing is more evil, okay? This is like saying the Nazis and the Soviets were just as bad.
I mean, they are.
That's a bad example, yeah, actually, but
the Soviets are really bad.
It's like getting worked up over the fucking Dresden or something, okay, and being mad at the British.
I mean, no, I don't see how in any way Fjolnir is even that bad.
He's really bad. He killed his dad. You can't do that. And then he fucked up his whole village, and then he lost to the fucking Norway king anyway. So you know.
I mean, that happened off screen. You can't blame him too much for that. Besides,
I can blame him.
He already lost. Why do you need to fight him? There was
to get his
super
revenge.
No fucking benefit.
Odin said to get his revenge on him. Well, the creepy Bjork said to go get revenge, so he did.
It was it's such a
get me my television. That's what she said.
It's such a trash movie when it's like, oh hey, swear that you'll avenge me, son, and then one moment later he dies and now he needs to be avenged. Are you serious?
Oh yeah. I mean, that's it. It just happened to be the last lesson that his dad told him and stuff. You know, everything in his life is pushing him to go get his revenge.
It is just the laziest writing that I have ever witnessed.
It's not. This is how stories were told. Is they would be fucking.
There's no way that you've ever seen another story where a guy says, "Swear that you'll avenge me if anything ever happens to me," and then the next scene is him dying.
Yeah.
But there's no way that you've seen that anywhere else because it's so stupid. It hurts.
This shit happens all the time in like Greek myths and in all sorts of shit. It's just how stories went. Okay. They would be sent on their mission.
There's no way that you've seen that specifically where he insists that he'll be avenged before he dies. That's just not what happens.
Perseus's mom is like, please get revenge on this evil guy, and then he goes and he kills Medusa and he makes her head turn him to stone. So yeah.
What, before Medusa did the thing?
I think. Wait, what thing does Medusa do? Because she's just chilling out. She doesn't actually do anything.
So that's even worse. Wow.
Yep, no, Perseus goes and kills this innocent monster, but well, she did something else in a different myth, and that's why she's a snake lady. But that's that's its own thing.
Impressive.
Yeah. You know.
I mean, like, it's specifically like you're not addressing this. Like, there's no time where a guy predicts that he's gonna die and then makes his son swear to avenge him. Okay.
Well, maybe not that specifically. Maybe it happens in Hamlet, though. You don't know.
I mean, I think if it would happen, then we would have seen it in one of the million adaptations.
Remember in The Lion King when Mufasa's like, "Son, if I'm ever pushed into a pit of rabid running animals, you gotta avenge me," and then he does, right?
Yeah, I don't think that happens.
That's my favorite scene from The Lion King.
Yeah,
it's sure even better than the one where Zazu's in a little ribcage meant to represent his imprisoned state.
I really don't understand why the writing had to be that lazy. Like, why is Eggers always like so stingy with making with scenes that establish anything, and then it's also so ham-fisted. It blows my mind.
He killed him after this ritual because that was when he was most vulnerable, right? And he came back from the thing and he gave his kid the ritual. It's just the timing happened to match. Sometimes coincidences happen in real life, okay? So the timing matched up, and all these things, they came together to make this happen.
No, it was written to be the laziest script ever.
It was fate from Odin, okay?
That's also a really lazy writing way.
It's fine. And it's a good film. What would you rate this movie now on a star scale?
I think like exactly half of like 5
2.5?
Yeah.
Well, that's a big up from half a star or whatever, so.
Yeah, sure is.
Yeah.
I mean, like, people could be really into it. I mean,
I got into it. I think this is still Robert Eggers' like least good movie, but it's still really good.
Well, what's his best movie?
It's either Nosferatu or I mean, I haven't seen The Lighthouse. Everyone says The Lighthouse is way better than this, so. But
yeah, I mean, I didn't utterly hate The Lighthouse, so that probably.
You watched it on like 2 times speed or some shit though, and that's evil. So.
I mean, that only made it better. To me.
I don't know. Okay, but I think it's a great film. Okay, it's not his best one. It is his weakest. It is the most. It is perhaps a bit long. It's maybe like 10-20 minutes longer than it has to be. But that's okay.
Yeah, like just the start of it is quite alright, but then like he chooses to be a terrorist, and I hate it.
That's okay. Sometimes you got to make choices, Florian.
Yeah, terroristic choices.
Yeah.
Just gotta kill all these people instead of the person that you're actually after, Yeah.
Did you like the scene where they talked about how Christians are crazy because they worship a guy like a dead guy in a tree or whatever?
Yeah, I enjoyed that part. That
was based.
I think I should use that somewhere. I should make like a zombie Jesus somewhere.
Yeah.
I guess zombie Jesus is already a thing, right? Yeah, I guess it's cyanide.
That's just what happens. That's literally real in the book.
Yeah.
It's not really a zombie so much as it is a ghost, but you know, that's the same sort of idea.
Well, he's a god. I don't know.
Well, yeah, but he's closer to a ghost than a ghoulish zombie, you know.
Yeah, that's why zombie Jesus is its own thing.
I guess so, yeah. You know. It's, yeah. I do like, it is really funny that these people who are following a guy who just cuts horses' heads off and stuff is talking about how Christianity is so weird and barbaric. But,
Well, you see, the Christianity also has lots of myths where they sacrifice animals, so that isn't really...
all of them do,
not
though.
very hypocritical.
All of them do.
I mean, you might as well cut off the head. I don't know.
You know what religion doesn't have any animal sacrifice? Is Scientology, okay?
Wow.
It's the most moral religion.
What about Mormonism?
Well, that's just Christianity, so...
But worse.
Well, yeah, it's Christianity, but they fucking bother you at the door, yeah. But, you know, that's fine. It's not horribly immoral to bother someone at the door. I think if you do that, like, for your whole life, you know, and you live to 80 years old bothering millions of people at their house every day, maybe that becomes pretty immoral, but, you know. Their missions are supposed to be, like fucking, like 4 years or something each, right? I don't even know.
Maybe. So I guess you guys have Mormons instead of what we have, which is Jehovah's Witnesses.
We have both.
Ah, even better. I don't think I've seen Mormons here, so I guess we're luckier.
Mormons come from, like, Utah, so, you know.
Yeah, I guess you're right. That wouldn't make sense.
I don't know where Jehovah's Witnesses are from, though, because all these fucking Protestant churches, they all schismed off in, like, the 1840s or some shit, so... I watched a 3-hour video on the Seventh-day Adventists.
Was it by knowing better?
Yes, it was. But they think they thought the world was going to end in 1840, and then they just cope and pretend that something actually did happen then. And now we are in the end times, and it's just lasted for 160 years for no reason. So that's how they work.
It could end any moment now, I guess.
Any day, I'm sure.
Yep.
Yeah. I think what they say is, I want to say at the end of the video, he said that what they say now is that Jesus, like, they have to spread the word of Jesus to literally everyone on the whole earth, and then he'll come back.
Whoa.
So I guess it's just not going to happen, I guess, but, you know, they got to keep trying.
Guess they gotta go on more missions.
I guess so. If you go bother someone in Africa about this for a couple weeks, then they'll know that's making progress.
Man, Africa has been so annoyed by our religions going there to
they've been getting a lot of it for centuries, yeah. So.
Yeah. Like there's so many people in Africa who are like randomly Muslim or Christian just because people just can't stop sending missionaries.
Yeah. I mean, there are like African countries that are just Muslim because they're like right next to the Middle East and stuff too. But yeah, there's probably like random South African Muslims and stuff too. Just because of all this.
The reason why they'd be Muslim is because they would have been conquered by Muslims.
I mean, yeah, but you know.
I mean, pretty sure nobody chooses to be Muslim.
Well, as much as you choose any religion, I guess, except for the people who are forcibly converted. But that all happened like 400 years ago or something. So you know, or maybe still now today. I don't know. But I guess now there's probably some caliphate still, but yeah, there's probably some ISIS-run cities in Africa, but you know, it happens to the best of us.
Must be like a free-for-all there, Jesus.
Well, there's just more small countries with a lot of people who hate each other down there, so it's a whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah, that's like the most of the world is like having endless dumb wars all the time. Okay, it's only in North America where we have 2 giant countries that don't fight, so it's all fine. Yeah.
Well, it used to be fine in Europe too until Russia invaded.
Well, that's true. Okay, but that was you only got 80 years of peace. Okay, that hardly counts.
Wait, how much did you have? When was the Civil War? Oh wait,
that's like 150 years ago. And that's a civil war, so Canada didn't fight in that. We fought them in 1812.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess you did.
Yeah, and we
You
won.
invaded. Yeah, you invaded the White House.
It's the Canadians. We always bring up like, oh, if Americans tried to fight us, well, back in 1812 we burned down the White House, and it's hilarious to me because it's like it's clearly just massive fucking cope that they wouldn't send like giant fucking jets full of nukes at us or whatever, you know. But, and like most Americans don't even know that this happened, which is hilarious. But you know,
yeah,
we can say we got him.
Too much.
We got him. We got him good that one time 200 years ago.
Are you looking forward to? Are you looking forward to becoming the 51st state?
Not really. No, I'd rather not. Yeah.
I don't you want to be without healthcare and ruled by Trump? Wouldn't that be cool?
No, I don't think it would be.
Wow.
You know, I have seen a proposal that maybe if they integrate us as 51st state, then they get to take the whole healthcare system, right? As well.
Yeah.
If they get the healthcare system and they have to put up with Quebec forever, then that's probably a fine trade. Actually, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think like if Trump makes a deal, I think it would be good, you know, having a 51st state.
Yeah. Well, it would also have to be like 10 states because we've got a lot of provinces, you know, and territories. I don't know how our territories even work. I don't know if they even vote, but
you're one state now.
Well, no, we're one country, which I guess state can refer to a country, but the U.S. has 50 states, and all of them combined are smaller than the one country we have. So, you know.
Yeah, but you have hardly any people.
Well, that's fine. Who cares?
People are what matters. Also,
yeah, but we're all spread apart. We can't be one state with one fucking like state supreme court and whatever across the whole country. That would be ridiculous.
I mean, you could have more supreme courts. I don't know.
Well, they'd have to make us into like 10 states, and then we'd win every election forever.
I mean, you'd win probably based on the fact. You'd probably win based on that anyways, because like the popular vote is not favorable to Republicans, but also I guess elections are probably just going to be abolished.
Yeah, well, yeah. Realistically, they'd keep us as like a Puerto Rico, but like really big, you know. So we'd have no fucking say. But you know.
No, you'd definitely be a state.
I feel like it'd be really stupid if they made Canada a state before Puerto Rico. It'd be really stupid. I don't know.
I mean, why? How many people are in Puerto Rico?
Lots. Probably as much as Canada. There's like at least a few million there.
Well, then they don't get to vote.
Puerto Rico population 3.2 million. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's a very small number. Wow.
That's twice as much as Hawaii. So.
Is Hawaii a state?
Yes.
Wow.
Wait, how do you not know Hawaii's a state? So is Alaska. In case you aren't caught up on this.
Well, I knew Alaska was a state. Isn't Hawaii just an island?
Yeah, it's a little island that they own. It got bombed in Pearl Harbor, and they made it a state.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if that's the reason that like follows exactly, you know, but that's But Puerto Rico, they can't vote. It's fucked up, honestly.
Well, they just straight up can't vote. That can't be right.
They don't get. They might. I think they get. They have like they might even vote on federal elections, but their vote doesn't count because they have like no electors or anything like that because they're not a state. They're just like a little unincorporated territory.
I mean, that can't be right. I'm pretty sure like they had this whole fight about no taxation without representation, so there's no way that they would do that, you know.
I want to say they don't pay federal taxes either, actually.
Oh, well, that's better than voting then.
Wow. Well, they probably still pay taxes to fucking Puerto Rico, and also they have to. They're ruled under like U.S. laws and stuff, so.
Okay, wow.
I guess that's how they get around it. They just don't tax them like the small amount of money that they'd get in federal taxes from them, and then they just live there under U.S. law forever.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be a great deal. Yeah, you should take that deal.
What do you think about them making Iceland into a U.S. territory?
Greenland, I think, actually.
Yeah, but Iceland's the one that's in the Northman film, so I wanted to get us back on track a little bit here. Just a little.
Well, I guess they'll have to fight at the gates of hell.
They will.
Against all the Vikings that live there.
Yeah. What's Iceland's population?
I think both Iceland and Greenland are
400,000.
like really small. Yeah.
Google just has like random numbers on like a graph for like other countries here and stuff, and it shows Alaska has double the population of Iceland on this graph for no reason. So
I mean, that makes sense.
fun.
Yeah. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
that's probably a pretty country that's pretty near to Iceland.
No, Iceland's on the other side. Alaska's on the left on the map, and Iceland's on the right.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, Iceland's like right next to Norway and stuff, and Scotland.
And
right
Russia
over there.
Alaska is next to Russia, right?
Yeah, the U.S. bought it from Russia in like the 1850s or something.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, but then it was a territory for a long time, and then they made it a state. So
Wow, totally needed to be a state.
yeah, now we get Sarah Palin, and that's the only contribution of Alaska as far as I'm aware. So very good.
Nice.
Yeah.
What does Sarah Palin even do?
She ran for president or something, or vice president. She was vice president guy for like John McCain, I think, and she was like famously historically stupid at the time, and now she looks positively like sane and together compared to everyone else. So standards have fallen pretty sharply, but yeah, she used to be the crazy whack job, ridiculous evangelical. So yeah.
I think in Iron Sky too, she becomes president.
Oh,
it's a movie where the Nazis lived on the moon and then they conquer America.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's a really good movie.
That sounds fucking sick. I'm gonna watch that.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
In the second part, there's like dinosaurs and shit.
Okay, so this is like a parody, right? It's not a very serious film, I assume.
No, it plays really well. Okay, like there's a black guy who's an astronaut, and then the Nazis fix him by making him white, and then he goes to America and he says the N-word and he gets cancelled.
Oh no.
So it's a very serious movie. Okay.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to watch that then. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, I guess I'm always happy to review Iron Sky.
Sure, we can do Iron Sky.
I think Image wasn't a fan of it, but
yeah. Did you already reviewed this with him once or something? Or
yeah, I did.
That's great. Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah, it was pretty epic.
Yeah. What else is there to say on the Northman, Florian? Do we have
that
anything
what
left?
we're doing?
That is what we have been doing.
I guess it's just so strange how did Robert Eggers come to be? How did he start his career?
I can look that up. He did short films for a while. He did Telltale Heart and Hansel and Gretel.
Telltale? Was that like the games?
No, like Telltale Heart, the classic poem.
Oh,
what was that?
I haven't heard of it.
Short story by Edgar Allan Poe. Yeah, not poem. Yeah, it's. Haven't you heard of this?
No.
It's there's a guy who's really guilty, and then there's a beating heart under his floorboards, and then I think he kills himself. Yeah.
That sounds exactly like something that Robert Eggers would do.
Well, it's a classic, yeah, like ancient tale. So he's gonna want to adapt that, you know. He was gonna do a miniseries on Rasputin.
Nice.
But they can't film in Russia anymore because they're evil now. So, yeah. So that's
I
on hold,
mean-
I guess, until he can film in Russia. So
I guess that would make sense to film this movie about this evil man in Russia, right?
Well, Rasputin was Russian, so
Yeah,
yeah.
but I mean, he
Got to
wasn't
film
he
it on
evil?
location. I don't know. He was,
I guess-
I think he was
I guess he-
arguably evil or something. All these people, no one's just evil, Florian, except for some people who are.
Well, Amleth certainly was evil.
He's not real though.
Wow, I can't believe that you would disbelieve in mythology.
I don't believe it. I don't buy it. Yeah.
Always the cynic.
But yeah, I don't know.
There
I don't
were
know.
like
He just
10
made The
movies
Witch, and then he
about
made a
him.
bunch of money, and they gave him more movies. So
Was The Witch his first real movie?
yeah, 2015. That was his first directed
Wow, is
feature
it?
film. Yeah,
This is such a new career then, I guess. Like
Yeah.
only 10 years old.
he's young. He's 41. So. And he's
What?
already making
Oh
better
my
shit than
God.
fucking Christopher Nolan or any of these hack jobs in Hollywood. Okay, so
No.
yeah.
No, he's
Have
got
you seen
like
all 4 of Robert Eggers' movies are better than the fucking Dark Knight Rises? Okay, all of
that's
them.
insane.
They all are
No, they're not.
easily better. And Batman Begins, and probably fucking Memento too. Okay.
I'm glad that he's only got like a niche appeal, because I would hate
Wow.
it if people were like, oh, we gotta emulate Robert Eggers. He is the man to copy. You know, that
Someday
would really suck.
a Robert Eggers movie will make $1 billion. Okay,
Well, I hope it doesn't, because that seems excessive.
it'll happen, and it'll be great.
Yeah.
Nosferatu,
I guess this.
of course, will be the one to make it. Yeah.
You should make Norseman too, where the Norseman is really pissed that Odin made him do all these horrible things.
Yeah, and then it's just God of War. That'd be fun.
That
He
would
kills
be
the whole
great.
pantheon. Yeah,
Oh my god, I'd be up for that.
yeah.
They'd actually deserve it, and he might be doing the right thing.
That sounds like some wonderful schlock. You know, Nosferatu is the lowest rated movie on fucking Rotten Tomatoes. What's wrong with those
Wow.
people? What's wrong with these fucking critics, Florian? Someone
I
should
love
fucking
the-
set these critics straight, okay? Someone needs to fucking get them for this.
Wow, it's like maybe you should do a guest video on my anti-reviews channel.
I could. We could read the bad reviews for Nosferatu. We could do that. That'd be
That
great.
would be fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I would probably agree with them, so this would be a very, very anti-reviews.
Yeah, it would restore your faith in the critics finally.
I mean, probably not, because they usually have really stupid points. It's like, this thing that he did here is kind of sexist, and we think it's not a good message or something.
Oh. It's too dark. I couldn't see the movie when it was nighttime. I couldn't see. Yeah. I hate critics. Except they're usually right, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, like if it's
They might
too
be right
dark,
by
it's not
accident,
usually
maybe.
right.
I don't even know. Yeah. It's,
I mean,
am
it's-
not going to see that
it's-
Wolfman movie because it got like 55%, so, these things
Wow.
happen. Yeah. Oh, well.
I mean, it looks lame. I wouldn't.
It looks
I
lame,
pro-
yeah. So,
I'm looking forward to watching it when it's on DVD.
yeah. When it's on VHS.
Yeah, exactly.
That'll be
Put it
great.
on my cassette tape, you know.
I'll play it on my television. My little television. This is the thing I'm remembering, right? This is a Bjork thing.
Wow,
Yeah.
blows my mind.
Yeah, she talks about her television.
That's gonna be great. Yeah.
Yeah.
We sh-
I should review
we got-
Bjork's Sony TV video.
I've never heard of this.
She talks about her television.
Ah.
Yeah.
I've
It's like a
seen,
CRT, so I don't know why she's
I've
so
seen
excited.
like that one song that Bjork has done, and she made a music video where she drives a really crazy monster truck, and then there's zombies.
Yeah.
That happens, right? I don't know.
I
It's
don't
been
know.
a while.
I don't know anything else about Bjork beyond her television, so, and she's in Northman.
I mean, she's only made like one song.
She? I'm sure she's made more than one.
Well, I mean, it's like one good song, I guess.
Oh, wow.
Or one song that got popular. You know,
Scathing review of Bjork's music career.
Every artist has like this one song that they got on the radio for.
Well, I mean, yeah. That's normal.
I guess so.
Yeah. Shall we end this podcast about the Northman here? Do we have any final thoughts?
I mean, it just blows my mind that everyone's watching it, and like there's no moral discussion to be had about whether or not Amlis was evil, and whether or not these stupid gods showing up and controlling everyone are bad too, you know?
I think it's an interesting discussion, but I do think he's at least not worse than Fjolnir, so it's fine.
I mean, Fjolnir only killed like his brother, but
he slaughtered everyone in that village too, in his brother's town. He slaughtered like half of it or something.
Did he?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that might have happened, but I don't know.
It happened. I was there.
I mean, all the important people got away, such as Amlis and his mother.
Well, his mother got captured, okay? And she looked like she hated it, at least to him.
She sure did. I guess he's an unreliable child narrator.
Possibly. I guess that's you never know. When you're watching a movie, it could be a Joker situation, this Northman film.
Yeah, well, all along, Odin was real.
Yeah, he was real, and he was actually seeing him less than he should. Yeah.
He probably disguised himself as an animal again.
Maybe. I don't know. I think it's a very good film. It's a fun historical epic, even if it is kind of stripped down. I think that only adds to it and makes it more of an intimate tale of revenge and hardship.
I mean, I really wish more people would talk about how the characters are behaving really strangely. But I guess whatever, nobody will.
I don't know. I think they're doing pretty good.
I mean, everyone's just like, yeah, this is what Vikings are like. This is accurate. Everyone knows that Vikings just randomly murder everyone, and then...
Well, the Berserkers do. That's their job.
I mean, pretty sure, the main thing about... Well, I guess historically the Vikings did invade Britain and then conquer it.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Do you have anything you'd like to plug here today on the Colonelcast?
Oh, we'll get ready for when we review... What did we say?
Or review the bad reviews of Nosferatu.
Oh, hell yeah, that's gonna be great.
Yeah. That'll be fun.
You should find several, and I will find several.
Alright. I'll look on Metacritic, and you look on the other one, maybe.
Oh, I thought we were gonna watch videos.
We could do that too. What does Grace Randolph think of Nosferatu? Did she even bother?
So this is a very, very non-feminist movie because the woman gets seduced by the vampire.
Is she worried about it being feminist? I thought she hated that Princess Peach was too woke or something.
No, she hated that Princess Peach was not woke enough. Wait, we're talking about this woman who's called Beyond the Trailer, right?
Yeah, Grace Randolph. Beyond the Trailer, so... Yeah,
as discussed in my anti-reviews video of her doing the Mario review, she thought... what did she say? Damn it. How could I forget this? It's probably one of my best videos.
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess she thought that the trope of the princess getting captured was terrible. She critiqued, I guess, the games for that specifically.
Well,
and then
she's like 10 years too late on that, because that was fucking Anita Sarkeesian's whole point.
Yeah, and then she blamed the movie for not being different enough because they still damseled, I guess, the brother or whatever.
Yeah. Well, that was fun though. That was like a decent idea for the movie, I thought.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Well, I thought you hated everything about that movie.
I do. My hate for everything else overrides that a lot, but
Wow.
Donkey Kong and the fucking new they just revealed the Switch 2 and fucking Mario Kart 9 is there, and Donkey Kong looks all shitty and weird. He looks like he does in the fucking movie. It pisses me off. They fucking redesigned Donkey Kong under our noses.
Well, you were the one who complained that there was no consistency, so now there is.
Well, now they're making them all look bad though, and that's stupid. Just make them all look good like they already did. Donkey Kong was fine.
This is how they wanted them to look, okay?
Well, the theory is that Donkey Kong was redesigned kind of in secret, like 10 years ago, but they haven't made a real new Donkey Kong game since, so they've just been like remaking his old design instead.
Ah, perfect.
Yeah, and this is like the first like new game that has Donkey Kong in it in 10 fucking years, so...
See, they didn't even change it. They just told Illumination about this new upcoming design. That's great.
That is the theory. But also, they do, at the new like theme park and stuff, they do have the old Donkey Kong in it, so who knows what's going on.
Old Kong and new Kong.
Yeah, maybe this new Donkey Kong is yet another descendant, just as the famous like 20-year Donkey Kong was a descendant of the 80s arcade Donkey Kong.
Wow.
Did you know gaming? Donkey Kong is actually Donkey Kong's grandson. Whoa. Did you know gaming?
Is that what the channel is called?
Yeah. This is it's a classic video game fun fact. So you got to make fun of it, okay? When you point it up, when you bring it up, when you point it out.
Wow, I can't believe Frankenstein's monster was actually not Frankenstein.
Yeah. Did you know that Viggo Mortensen really broke his toe when he kicked that helmet in Lord of the Rings? And that's why he screams so loud.
I don't even remember that scene at all.
When someone falls off the cliff or whatever, or his brother dies or something. I don't remember when.
Wait, was that one of the Hobbits? No, right?
No, it was when his brother died. He kicked a helmet, or maybe it was when someone fell off the cliff. He kicked the helmet.
Wait, was that Aragorn? No, Aragorn fell off the cliff, right?
Aragorn fell off the cliff, so he couldn't have kicked the helmet over being mad about it because.
Yeah, he wasn't there.
I don't know. Maybe it was because a Hobbit got kidnapped or some shit. I don't remember. I don't even remember this fun fact that everyone knows. Unfortunately,
I saw a Western movie where Aragorn was doing a revenge story, and he was killing the guy who raped his wife, I guess.
Okay. And
that's actually interesting because, like, one of the main thing I hate about the Northman is that it's like such a pure revenge story, and I generally think that revenge stories are stupid and unproductive. Like, just the whole, I just don't get the idea of like wanting revenge so bad, and also like revenge is such a nasty thing that only makes things worse, and then they have these movies fetishizing it, and this movie is like the worst version of this tale when it comes to how unethical the revenge is.
Well, I disagree, but
you do.
I guess you can watch my regular videos on Purple Colonel. If you're one of the 5 people who's gotten to the end of the video and you don't know that I have a Half-Life YouTube channel, I guess. Yeah, that'll be fun.
You're making a new video in a month. That's great. That's exciting.
By the end of this month, so hopefully there will be a video about Half-Life 3 by the time this video comes out.
Half-Life 3? I thought Valve couldn't count to 3.
Yeah, well, it might be coming for real this time. We don't know.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I swear it better not be VR.
It would be so sick if it were VR. I'd get a second game to use my VR headset with,
It better not be VR, god damn it. I'm gonna be mad.
Who knows? But that's been the Colonelcast. I've been the Purple Colonel.
And I've been Himsel Games and Anti-Reviews.
Alright. And we'll see ya in the next one. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.